Both of these clips are from the exact same plane. So why does the one on the right actually look like water and the one on the left it just looks like... Games have gotten really good at lying to you. And in this video, we're going to be covering water. In this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to go from this boring, simple blue square to an actual realistic water ocean thingamajig, and I'm going to show you the tricks that video games use to cheat along the way. The first trick that video games use is that they actually don't model any water at all. All the water that you see in video games is procedurally generated, which means the computer is rendering it frame by frame on the fly. So in Unity, the first thing that we're gonna do, yes, you're doing this with me, is that we're gonna make a 3D plane. A plane is just a flat surface that looks solid when you view it from the top, and it's see-through when you view it from the bottom. It has 4 vertices, or 3D points, that the computer uses to render it, which makes it extremely fast to render. Most ocean waves are just a bunch of mathematical functions stacked together. From a flat plane, you'd use geometric shaders to apply 3D sine waves, and make it look like the water is moving forward or left or right, when in reality, it's just moving up and down. This is why most video games just use a scrolling water texture, which is far more efficient for the computer to run, because you aren't limited by the amount of vertices that you have. So let's quickly make our scrolling texture shader. And after about 30 minutes of work, voila! We should now have a blue plane with a procedurally generated texture that looks like waves. And I think it looks kinda great. But as you can see, there's still a little bit of work that still has to be done to get our water looking more like water and not just some textures on a flat plane. The second thing we're gonna need is some movement. But before we figure out how games add movement to their water, let's add movement to our coding skills, because I created the perfect coding course to take you from gamer to professional game developer. You'll learn how to program by making your own 6 games from scratch and learn game design principles. You can also pair it with the coding course and basically be set to becoming a professional game developer. Check it out in the link here. Now back to the video. We already have a scrolling texture on our flat blue plane. Kind of looks like water. Now, all we need to do is add some movement to make it look more realistic. So to add some actual movement into our water, I'm going to use a vertex shader, which basically just influences not only the color of the plane, but also the position. This way I can convert the procedural texture that I just made into up and down movement. So let's just quickly code it in. Now, I don't know about you, but this is actually starting to come together and look like some real water. Remember what we came from? We came from old, boring plane. Buoyancy is fake. Up until now, we've only talked about making water look real. But what happens when something actually needs to float on the said water? It would make sense that video games have to simulate real-life physics then, right? Not really. You see, the problem here is that real buoyancy simulation is actually incredibly complicated and expensive. A computer would need to calculate how much of an object is underwater, how much water it's displacing, how waves are affecting it, and how the object's weight changes its movement, all that boring stuff. And if you got hundreds of floating objects, good luck, because your computer's probably gonna explode. So, most video games don't simulate full fluid physics. Instead, they cheat it. Developers take out the complicated simulations behind fluid dynamics and all that boring stuff and just do what the object looks like it's doing. Take water interaction for example. What if instead of having an object move through the water, you had it float on top? If you had a cube standing on top without moving, it would completely destroy the illusion of water. Instead, we need to find a way to sample the position of the water and have the object move to that position, like it's floating. Object or cube will ask, how high is the water over here, over here, over here, and over here? And then the object will average out those positions and then move itself to that position. We could also apply a rotation between these points, so it looks like the boat is actually floating on top of the waves and rotating to match that. So that's how we went from a simple flat blue plane to an actual water simulation that actually looks like actual water, if I do say so myself. Literally every single video game you've ever played uses this trick, especially Sea of Thieves, which has some of the best looking water in any video game ever. All you have to do is apply multiple sine waves on top of each other and use vertex displacement, and voila, you have realistic water. Thanks for watching this video, and if you really liked it, you can watch this one that explains some other lies that developers tell you. Well, they don't tell you, they give it to you. Support me by buying my coding book and my coding course, and I'll see you guys in the next video.